Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, it's the third leading cause of death in the U.S. We'll visit a forum with important information on how to prevent strokes.
Plus, an exhibit shows one famous nurse's dedication to her profession.
And the fire department adds new members to its Class 1 team.
Then it may still be summer, but we have an exclusive look at what most people won't see until January. These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Here are your top stories. There's another sign the recession isn't easing, the decline of assessed property values nationwide. The demand for homes is now at its lowest level in 15 years. Since the market began to slow, the South Bay largely escaped the bursting of the housing bubble. But the LA County Assessor's Office now reports that 12 out of 16 cities in the South Bay experienced value drops this year. In 2009, only 5 cities faced declines. The good news is a reduction in overall assessed value should give property tax breaks to some homeowners. The bad news is that many parts of LA County will generate less tax revenue. Revenue from property taxes is used to fund schools and other government agencies.
If you didn't catch the most recent City Council meeting, here are some highlights. Craig Campbell is retiring after 38 years of service to the city. Campbell served as a firefighter and a paramedic. He started his career in 1972 at the city yard and moved to the fire department 6 years later. September is National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Prevention and Recovery Month. In 2008, more than 23 million Americans sought rehabilitation for substance abuse. Many think an increase in our stress levels is a contributing factor. The council encourages residents to find positive outlets for stressful situations and to also combat common misconceptions about substance abuse. The Torrance Fire Department accepted a donation from ExxonMobil. The $10,000 donation will be used for the city's Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT program. Refinery manager Max Oconsi presented the city with a check that will go towards training. The 9-10 West Torrance Little League All-Star team was recognized by council. They were named the 2010 District 27 champions. Overall, the team finished third out of 1,000 teams in the tournament. The team manager, coach, and most players were present to receive certificates from Mayor Frank Scotto. And the Discover Torrance Business Improvement District is another step closer to becoming a reality. Council approved the hiring of a marketing company to work on the Discover Torrance project. The project will brand the city as the place to visit and do business in Southern California. And council will be dark on August 31st and September 7th. Their next meeting will be held on September 14th.
We all remember learning about Florence Nightingale in elementary school. Now an exhibit at Providence Little Company of Mary Hospital sheds light on the world's first nurse through her own words. Reporter Alexa Sita has the story.
Her name is synonymous with care and advocacy. Florence Nightingale, the world's most famous nurse, was an outspoken supporter of nurses around the world, and her dedication to the field is illustrated in her own personal correspondence.
She wrote these letters while she was stationed in the Crimean War region, writing back to the political figures in London, urging for resources to help care for the war wounded.
This exclusive exhibit displays Nightingale's actual letters. In one, she explains that a single certified nurse is not enough to manage a large hospital. In another, she says nurses must be trained properly to ensure quality care.
She was asking for trained, competent nurses. She was asking for an adequate number of nurses. And she was asking for food, nutrition, and resources.
And her pleas to the powerful men back in London are not unlike the concerns of many nurses today.
So many of the things that she wrote in these letters are so much the issues of today that nurse leaders advocate for as well.
Before her work training nurses, Nightingale was called the Lady with the Lamp since she was known to make rounds at night during the Crimean War. She would then become an advocate for the improvement of military and civilian hospitals. In conjunction with Nightingale's birthday, the exhibit celebrates all nurses, and viewers will have a better understanding of the ongoing challenges presented to these caregivers. For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Alexa Sita.
Thank you, Alexa. This is the International Year of the Nurse. The letters were featured at Providence Little Company of Mary Hospital here in Torrance, the only stop in Southern California. Now, if you missed the one-day exhibit, you can read Nightingale's letters online at nurse.com.
The Torrance Fire Department may have state-of-the-art gear and equipment, but their most important component is their highly skilled firefighters. The department now has some new recruits to continue in the tradition. Reporter Margaret Sharp brings us to their graduation.
Following in his father's footsteps, Andrew Jansen is among the 10 graduates today joining the Torrance Fire Department.
When I think of an honorable profession, this is the first one that comes to mind. And I really do care about helping people.
Jansen, along with his fellow recruits, showed off to family, friends, and superiors what they'd learned during their 8-week course, preparing for anything and everything the day has to offer.
Oh, they could be Monday morning, they could be do any and all of what you saw out here today.
Sounds like a scary start to a Monday morning, but these recruits are ready for it. Jansen remembers being just 12 years old and witnessing an accident while driving with his father, who is a retired firefighter.
I witnessed, actually, it was with my dad, and he went up and controlled the scene and made a situation that was chaotic and out of control, in control with a few words and with his skills. And so that is something that I always wanted to provide after seeing that.
Passing the torch along to his son is a proud moment for Jansen's father.
It's a little emotional for me to talk about him in this context, but to be able to inspire and show some direction to someone as wonderful as him, it's an honor for me.
Recruits have worked hard to get where they are. Because training is only 8 weeks, they have to learn quickly.
There's so much they have to learn, and as soon as they learn and master one skill, they immediately move on to the next.
The demonstration was the perfect opportunity to showcase all that can be learned in that 8 weeks. Because it's a short period of time to absorb all of the information, these recruits have to be the absolute best of the bunch.
We can only afford to take the best guys. There always is a weeding out process. If somebody can't make it, unfortunately that happens, but we do have to strive for excellence in the group as itself.
Jansen is one of the fortunate few who get to join the Torrance Fire Department family. For him, it's a dream come true.
For a long time, this is what I wanted to do, and this has been my dream. And so to be here, it's kind of unreal. It hasn't really set in yet, but so excited, so honored.
These recruits really are the cream of the crop. Out of 2,000 applicants, only 1% actually survived the recruitment process. For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Margaret Sharp.
Thanks, Margaret. It's not easy to become a Torrance firefighter. New recruits take written and oral exams, a practical agility test, an interview with the fire department chief, and mandatory rookie training. Then they must complete a year of probationary training before they can be sworn in as part of this Class 1 department. Well, still ahead, a local executive reveals his leadership secrets to Torrance teams.
But first, here's a look at the current temperature outside.